Good morning. It's Tuesday. It's 8:30, which means that it's time for Tea and Wild Thoughts. That is 30 minutes of dialogue with your girl, yours truly, the beauty influencer, Joy Nichelle Randall. And yeah, happy Tuesday. If you've been here before, you already know. If you're checking it out later, I'm going to get the vibe right for us. I make sure I keep my vibes right. So, you're welcome to share in that experience. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good this morning. A little off. It's Mercury retrograde season, aka back on our bullshit season. And yeah, it's bringing a lot of energy. Been doing the work to really stay grounded and continue to move forward. Last night my Palo Santo was just like flared up. And anytime it does that, that means that we need to clear the energy. So sending you some good vibes. Receive, receive, receive. I hope that everyone else is feeling blessed, feeling well. Good morning, my love. And shout out to Dre's Design Shop for my cute little mug. I love it so much. Positivity. Check them out. I'll make sure to give them a shout in my stories. They do, of course, these custom mugs that are absolutely awesome. And then they do some, hey, D, miss you, girl. And they do boxes, with like little goodies inside of them that you can give gifts and all that good stuff. So definitely want to check them out. So thank you so much for my mug. I absolutely love it. I'm drinking a spiced hot chocolate this morning. It's a little cool. Got coconut milk. I like to try to keep it as healthy as possible. So anywho, I feel like I have been like, teacher work day? Okay. Nice. I hope that you're going to do something that really just sets your little heart free today, because the kids can wear the folks out. Also, very quickly, let me plug my chakra spray, especially during this Mercury retrograde time. It's got 7 chakra stones here in the bottom. Energy clearing, folks. Just keeps all the good vibes going. This is a brand new bottle, so orange blossom, it smells so good. Orange blossom water, lemongrass, sweet orange oil. It's on the link in my bio. Okay. So yeah, I have been to New York. I have been to homecoming. I feel like I've had a lot going on. I don't really know how moms do it. I don't have kids, but I do have a dad that I take care of, and it's been a lot juggling all these things and keeping my life going and trying to step all the way into the new. But New York was a lot of fun. I was hanging out with my friend Robert. We did a Tea and Wild Thoughts last week, and we had a lot of fun. So I'll be putting up some more pictures from that. Took a class, got a certification in gua sha, which is this skincare treatment that I am loving. It is actually doing wonders for my hyperpigmentation. And make sure that you're following my Joy Taught Me page so that you can see how to do this on yourself. And I'll be offering these services in Charlotte and beyond. So now that we've got all that taken care of, I want to start off chatting about Solange and the breakup with her hubby. Unfortunate for the couple. She put out this really well-written letter about, basically her growing and, them unfortunately deciding to separate. Solange is, I think, in her early 30s. And her husband now, if I'm not mistaken, is 56 years old, which shows, such a significant age gap. And it really just got me to thinking, about, and I think they've been together for maybe like 10, 11 years, something like that. We remember, it's kind of like Solange, he was a big part of like her coming out. We remember Beyonce and Good Morning. in the pictures, you know, them in Louisiana, in New Orleans. And it's almost like that was such a defining time of her really separating from just being Beyonce's sister, you know, into her being an artist that was all her own. And you could definitely see that he was a big part, her husband at the time was a big part of her evolution, you know. Beautiful wedding, the whole nine. But, you know, this is reality. And I for one was very proud of her, happy for her. It's not that we want people to break up in any way, shape, form, or fashion, but I am such an advocate for doing what it takes to make sure that you are happy, you know, and you are well. And if that means ending any type of relationship, you know, it really takes courage to do that, especially when, you know, you're in the public eye and this person has been such a big part of the way people see you. You know, these roles that we end up playing sometimes. So I was very proud of her. Sucks again for the relationship. I don't know if he's spoken up on it or not. I just saw her statement, but feel free, you know, you guys, let me know if you've seen anything. But yeah, you know, unfortunate for the relationship, but she seems to be doing really well. And I think she said over the past 2 years they've been kind of going through this breakup. And I know that we've seen amazing things from her music, amazing things from her art. So unfortunately, just like we see from Mary, you know, sometimes these separations can be the absolute best thing for us as individuals, and to kind of get back to who we really are. And so, you know, I have my little journal, because I journal and I write. Yeah, I've noticed over time that about every decade of my life, it's almost like a little 10-year cycle. We are coming up on another decade, 2020. I can't even freaking believe that it's holiday season. I don't know about anybody else, but that has been really tripping me out. Like, it doesn't feel like it at all, but we are approaching the end of this year. Yeah, it's gonna be 2020, which means this is the second, you know, decade in this century. So yeah, I've noticed over time. I mean, I will be 39 next year, approaching, you know, 4 decades of life, and I've noticed that there's like a 10-year cycle with me. When it comes to different friendships, you know, career, lifestyle changes. This is just my journey. Me personally, I tend to kind of do a major evolution on a 10-year spectrum. And every part of the evolution, of course, does not feel good. You know, we lose friends, we lose, especially people that, you know, when you develop 10 years of friendship with a person, you know, it's challenging. It sucks. It doesn't feel good. You know, I have definitely been thinking, you know, again about my personal growth, and just, you know, it used to be with that whenever you get to the point where you can see that you need to separate for your own well-being, your own evolution, your own growth. You know, you always want to have a negative attitude towards it, right? Like, child, fuck her, fuck them, you know, like, I don't care, I don't need them. But, you know, I've definitely been trying to take in and learn my own lessons, you know, this time. And it's, you know, it actually makes me really kind of sad, you know. Sometimes we really want to hold on to people. And so again, just like Solange, I think it's very courageous to also notice that when we really do need to make that move to separate, and just the understanding that everything won't like come into the next level. So I have, for example, there was a time when success for me was all about how busy I was, how much money I was making, the labels I was rocking, etc. And that is what success looked like to me, you know. I recently, like I was saying in the beginning, I went to homecoming, Aggie Pride, you know. and was able to kind of sit down with the students and, talk to them about, yes, just my journey in general. I definitely took a road less traveled. My degree is in journalism and broadcasting, but I took the makeup route, and it felt good to be recognized, by my school and by my peers, for my success in the industry. And I have done so much of what I wanted to do in that industry, been in the right rooms and worked with celebrities and, made a little bit of money too. But again, as I've grown personally, I can definitely see, being around celebrities will definitely help you understand and see that's not all that's cracked up to be. Good morning, love. Celebrities don't have it all together. That's not the recipe for happiness, In fact, I felt very sorry for them at many points. Money is definitely not the thing that is going to make people happy automatically. So again, just in my own personal evolution, I've had money. I've had a business. I've been busy to the point where I just couldn't even think straight. Always in service to other people, and so my idea of happiness and success has really changed. Like, I want just freedom. I want to be able to pay my bills and to live and to, do what I want to do. But I don't have any desire right now to be so busy that I can't think straight, and that I can't attend family events, that I can't live my life, just with levels of peace. Like Biggie said, more money, more problems, So, I've had to really, and I'm, I think I'm blessed. I'm grateful to be in a space to take some time to kind of fall back and really see, what does success look like. Again, good morning, Zeke. You have to have that courage sometimes to let things go. For me, again, being a successful makeup artist, to let that label go, there was definitely some courage in there. Zeke, I'm talking about, I started off talking about Solange and the breakup that they were going through, and how, we have these almost like cycles of evolution, about every 10 years. At least for me, there's seems to be a big shift and a big evolution, and sometimes it definitely takes, separating in relationships, and how much courage, we have to really do that, to really seek our own happiness. Because, and again, what makes us happy doesn't necessarily make our friends happy, or our partner happy in a relationship. So again, when a lot of people, and I'll get to that. I'll come back to that. So, yeah, it definitely does. So now it's all about authenticity for me. How authentically I can show up in a space, how much peace I feel in all situations, my counterparts who can reciprocate, others who are authentic and also are committed to their own growth. That's what success looks like for me right now. I don't give a damn how much money we got if we all got to be fake as hell when we get there. How about that? And I've been in that kind of environment where you're like, am I in the twilight zone? Like, it's so much surface happiness, but on a deeper level, are people really healing? Are they really dealing with, their family traumas and just things that are very real in life? Again, money can only, put a band-aid on things. And when I say money, again, shopping, rocking the labels, taking the pictures, all that stuff. At some point, you're going to want something real. And life will start to happen. Like right here, being here with my dad, like, that is my real life. And, yeah, labels don't do shit for that. So, yeah, we all have to get very real. Hopefully we do. So yeah, when I break that down, it's kind of amazing to think that the old dynamics will even fit into that, you know. Again, just working so hard. There was no way that I could have come here and really just done my makeup business. I just didn't even have a need to, you know, like you just have to be willing to allow everything in life to kind of get on the same level. And a lot of times that's what happens too, you know, again, and that's why it takes so much courage because, you know, again, like even if a person goes to AA, you know, Alcoholics Anonymous, and they're trying to live a more peaceful, healthy life, there's no possible way they can keep just hanging out with the people that they used to hang out with. They can't do the things they used to do. Like the old dynamics are simply just not going to fit on a new level. It doesn't mean that you always have to abandon everybody you love, you know, but again, if those people aren't growing with you, then that's what we must do. That is so good, by the way. Um, so yeah, it just takes a lot, you know. I was saying earlier this week that I have really been in this space of in between, and I think that's kind of what it is, you know, when you're really, again, trying to shift forward, trying to, at least for me, you know, like really trying to allow people, not even people, myself, you know, to embrace this complete new level of where I am, being a caregiver, you know, just not being a service provider per se, for money, you know, like even the amount of what I want to give to people and what I want to offer to people is not based, again, on money or how many clients I have or how popping I am. I've been there. I've done that already. I really want people who really embrace, you know, what I bring to the table. People who get me, people who also care enough about me that if I am not in a space to be able to provide and give to them, you know, whether that is makeup, beauty tips, you know, just my time and my ear, my perspective on things, you know, they have a respect for the fact that I'm a human being. And if I'm not in that space today, then I can't offer them that, you know. Again, you know, it ain't all about the numbers and the money. So yeah, and it brings me to this point, which is it's taken me a long time to really learn that there are people who genuinely choose not to grow. And you know, there is really no shade. It's not a judgment. It's not a, but there are people who are so committed to trying to see life just be what they're used to, you know, like even if myself and a friend I've been with for 10, 12 years, you know, if I start doing something different, you know, it challenges that person to do something different too. Some people, you know, they find much more comfort. My father's one of those people who finds much more comfort in the fact that things are the same, and that they stay the same. And I used to really think that everybody wanted this, you know, they wanted to continue to evolve. They wanted to, you know, just experience different things. But a lot of people fear, you know, things that are different, and they fear letting go of, you know, their own labels, whether that be, again, like Solange, you know, wife, mother, and some people will just choose to kind of stick it out. I call it, or settle, you know, even if those things make them unhappy in certain ways. And they're okay with that, you know. Some people choose, you know, like I said, I just went to New York recently, which, you know, you would think everybody's been in New York. Like, you know, how, different is that? But, you know, I know plenty of people around here, and, you know, they think, oh, you know, I just like to be home. I like to be home too, you know, but there's nothing wrong with going somewhere for a few days and shaking it up. Um, so yeah, you know, there are some people who really, and I think quiet is kept that tends to be based on levels of trauma too. You know, when you're trying to really control a space, you're trying to control your circumstances so much. Um, Maybe there were things that you couldn't control, you know, as a child. But again, everybody's not self-reflective. A lot of people don't care to evolve in those ways. In fact, they will make you. It's just easier to just kind of remove you from the situation than to look at anything with the self and try to commit yourself to growth. I personally have chosen not to sacrifice my happiness in any kind of way. And so, again, I mean, I'm a person, you know, I've talked about in the past that I'm not huge on traditional marriage, you know, things like that. So even, you know, again, when I saw Solange, and no judgment there, but I was just thinking like, yes, this is such a metaphor and such an example of exactly why I tend to feel that way, because you cannot control how people are going to grow, you know. And hopefully we will, you know, like, she's probably a completely different person, artistically, you know, just growing into her womanhood in general. And so, you know, that's just a construct that I don't know if it really allows people to evolve. Maybe that's why it doesn't speak to me. But I also think that two people can choose to be in the type of relationship they want to be in. So it's really more about choosing the right partner than it is about what construct you decide to be in. So, yeah. We just gotta choose, man. Which brings me to my wild thought, which is the universe just offers up the opportunity. The choice is always ours to make. You know, the universe is here. It is simply responding to our wishes. Call it God, call it the universe, call it the self, call it whatever you like. You know, it's just going to offer us lessons and opportunities. And that's why I also say that, you know, there's like a 10-year cycle, because I can definitely feel similar sensations, you know, that I've felt before, but it's given me an opportunity to choose better, you know, choose higher, choose, and again, not just based off my comfort, you know, not just based off of what's familiar, but genuinely, what do I want, and am I gonna go after it? Right now, what I want more than anything is peace, and so that has caused me to really choose silence a lot more. I used to speak up so much. That's why I tend to, you know, and I decided for a fact that I was not going to talk about Kanye today. But that's why I tend to understand him. If you notice, he has chosen a lot more silence lately. Even in those Halloween costumes, I mean, he's Dino. I mean, you're not seeing his face. You're not seeing... And I am not advocating for, you know, his music or anything right now. Just, again, him being a human being and having a human experience. It must suck, you know, just like the Solange too, to have to go through these parts of growth, you know, on the world stage like that. And have all these expectations placed on you. And people who have never gone for their own happiness trying to dictate, tell you, and judge your own decisions. I just think that's got to be an experience that really, really sucks. You know, you're the one living your life. So you always have to advocate for yourself. It's just definitely something that I've learned. in my 38 years. And very grateful, that I have learned that, because a lot of people are living life based on society's standards. And when I say society, nothing against white folks, but white folks' standards. Things that don't even necessarily work for women, people who look like me. The world is such a big place. So, anywho, I hope that you are choosing your happiness and that you are just doing what it takes. Like, again, there's going to be a lot of discomfort. It's going to need a lot of courage. But it's possible. It's possible. And I know anybody I've lost in that process of choosing my own happiness, I'm okay with those separations. So I hope Miss Solange feels the same way. It looks like she does. She ain't looking bad. So, again, this is my chakra spray. It's available at www.justjoy.store. And it has the orange blossom water, lemongrass, sweet orange oil, clary sage, all the aromatherapy that you need to keep your energy and your vibes clear. 7 chakra stones there in the bottom. Keep it all balanced. You can use it at work, you can use it at home, you can use it on your body. It's all natural. You can do whatever you like and whatever resonates. Again, check out Dre's Design Shop. Awesome customized mugs, customized wine glasses, super cute. Gift boxes that you can customize. This is my spiced up hot chocolate, so don't be mesmerized by that. This is Tea and Wild Thoughts, and I will be back next Tuesday, God willing, to share a little more dialogue with you guys. Feel free to message me. Feel free to ask questions. Use me, Lord. So, I hope that everybody has an amazing day. I don't have a lot on my plate today. Good morning, my love. I'm just kind of signing off. I hope everybody has an amazing day. And that you, again, choose to do something that will make you happy today at minimum. No matter what anybody else fucking thinks about that. So, it's your girl, the beauty influencer, signing off with Tea and Wild Thoughts. We'll see you again next week. And again, have an amazing day. Peace.